Hello, this is Will Faerber from Art to Ride, and today we are looking at a second submission, actually, of Jennifer of her horse Geo. And unfortunately, some of this is a little far away, but I'll do my best. As I said, when I first saw this horse, I think he is, could be an amazing mover if you really get him working over his back. And he's getting there at times. It's just not very consistent. It seems like he keeps wanting to sort of pop up out of the bridle on you. I don't know if you had lunged him in the shambone or not. That's also an option for riding, too, if he goes well in the shambone. If you find a horse that's just popping up a lot, like this one seems to be doing for some reason or other. I wish I could see you closer, but because I can't really see exactly what's causing some of these things from such a distance, I just sort of see him pop up there. But as far as the way he's moving, I mean, this is a beautiful moving horse. Actually, I think he's a little slowed down in this video, which is kind of nice and deep under his body. If we just get him a little more consistent, once again, he's going to seems to want to pop up at everything there, but we're going to get, once again, you see that dip behind the saddle there. In time, that's all going to go away, and his back's going to come up and be flat again the way it's supposed to be. There you go. Getting some good work there. When you get him in the lowest frame that you get him in, you're doing just fine. That's exactly where you want him to be. Till we just get this a little more consistent, till he will just stay there deep into the contact. And then, as I said, then we just slowly bring him back up. But, from the looks of this horse's back, I mean, he could use to stay in a stretch for a while, maybe a few months, just stay there and don't even try to bring him up much until he just gets really, really consistent in the stretch and you start to see some improvement over his top line that is developing. But he actually looks a little bit slower in this, which is a good thing, and still staying quite deep. I say this is a very good moving horse. When you really get him over his back and get him working correctly, and he gets through that change. Remember, it takes about 1 to 2 years, depending on the horse's conformation, for that change to happen, which is that the withers pull up through the shoulders, and all of a sudden now you have a much more uphill horse, and then you bring the neck up, and then you're able to get real and correct collection. But you really can't get correct collection, with horses until they get to that stage. Now, horses with fabulous conformation, can start off that way if they're really built uphill. It doesn't take them as long, and that's why we like those kinds of horses. But, with this one, you can just see that he's never really gotten that developed. And so while he's a really nice horse with really good movement, and the potential for it, but because he never got that in the beginning of his stages, he's never gone through that and developed the correct shape of his back, so to speak, and developed a more uphill position in his entire body. Which, strangely enough, a lot of people think, everyone is this whole thing of bringing the head up. They think they're not on the forehand, but that has nothing to do with it. How the position of a horse's head and neck has nothing to do with whether it's on the forehand or not. It's with the position of the hindquarters in the back that tell you whether the horse is on the forehand or not. Like a saddlebred, for instance, is always on the forehand, no matter how high it lifts its legs, because the back and the front end are totally disconnected. So there's never any upwards thrust in the gait. The horse just lifts one leg at a time. But that's not what we want for efficiency of movement and to create brilliance. We want the horse pushing up to its back. So just know that in time, if you just keep doing what you're doing, you're getting there a lot of the time. And I'm seeing a lot of things that I really, really like. So just know that you're on the right track. And as far as your body position, you're really doing a good job there. I don't see any problem there that's glaring. But, notice, when you get on these things and you said something about putting yourself on Facebook, there's just people out there who have nothing better to do than criticize people, and it's kind of a waste of time. So that's why I never bother with such things. But you're doing a good job. He's getting into a good place. He just needs to be more consistent. This is Will Faerber from Art to Ride. I look forward to seeing your next video. Obviously, he's looking at something there. But when you get him right, he's really going to be good.